Welcome, seekers of wisdom. Today we're venturing into the shadows of an ancient philosophy. Stoicism, a beacon of resilience and tranquility, has guided countless individuals through life's tumultuous seas. But what happens when we turn the coin? What lies on the dark side of Stoicism? In this video we'll explore the lesser-known aspects of this revered philosophy. We'll delve into the criticisms, the misconceptions, and the potential pitfalls that lurk in the Stoics' path. So, brace yourselves as we open the door to the unexplored, to the Stoics' dark side. Let's challenge our understanding, question our beliefs, and emerge with a more nuanced view of Stoicism. Stay tuned, and let's embark on this enlightening journey together. The first secret lies in the Stoic principle of indifference. Stoicism, an ancient philosophy born in the Stoa of Athens, has long been known for its emphasis on tranquility, mindfulness, and resilience. But beneath this seemingly serene surface, there lurks a darker aspect, one that is often overlooked. This is the Stoic principle of indifference, also known as apatheia. On the surface, it seems like a commendable ideal, a call to remain unperturbed by the world's trials and tribulations, to be as steady as a rock amidst the raging sea. However, when we dig deeper, we find that this principle can lead to a lack of empathy and emotional connection. To be indifferent in the Stoic sense is to be unaffected by external events, to not let them disturb our inner peace. But in the process of maintaining this inner calm, Stoics may become detached from their own emotions and the emotions of others. They may lose the capacity to empathize, to understand and share the feelings of another. This detachment can lead to isolation. By disassociating themselves from their emotions, Stoics may end up alienating themselves from others. They may find it difficult to form meaningful relationships, to experience the joy of shared happiness or the comfort of shared sorrow. In essence, the Stoic indifference can act as a double-edged sword. On one side, it fosters resilience, the ability to withstand hardship without faltering. But on the other side, it engenders emotional coldness, the inability to connect with others on a deeper level. Is this the price of tranquility? Is this the cost of resilience? It's a question that has puzzled philosophers for centuries, and one that continues to be debated today. But one thing is for certain. The Stoic principle of indifference, while seemingly benign, has a darker side to it. Stoicism, in its pursuit of resilience, may inadvertently champion emotional coldness. A chilling thought, isn't it? But remember, this is just the first of the 5 secrets. Stay with us as we delve deeper into the shadowy depths of Stoic philosophy. The second secret is the burden that Stoicism places on the individual. Stoicism, as an ancient philosophy, has always emphasized the power of the individual. It suggests that the key to happiness, tranquility, and well-being lies not in external circumstances, but within our own minds. It's a compelling idea, isn't it? The notion that we can control our own happiness, irrespective of the chaos that swirls around us. But here's the caveat. Stoicism places all responsibility for one's happiness solely on the individual. It's a weighty mantle to bear, especially in a world where a multitude of factors, many beyond our control, can affect our mental state. It's a constant balancing act, a dance on the tightrope of our minds. And when we stumble, when we fail to maintain that Stoic indifference in the face of adversity, the fall can be hard and unforgiving. The consequences of this burden are manifold. It can breed feelings of inadequacy, of not being strong or resilient enough. After all, if happiness is entirely within our control, then any unhappiness, any discontent, must be a personal failing, right? It's an easy conclusion to draw, but it's a dangerous one. It can lead to self-blame, guilt, and a sense of failure. Furthermore, the pressure of self-reliance can foster unrealistic expectations. We're all human after all. We're not impervious to the world around us. We can strive for Stoic calm, for equanimity in the face of hardship, but we're not infallible. We're susceptible to emotions, to the highs and lows of life. And that's okay. It's part of being human. So, while Stoicism can provide a valuable framework for navigating life's challenges, it's important to recognize and acknowledge the burden it can place on the individual. We must remember that it's okay to feel, to be affected by the world around us. It's okay to stumble, to fall, to not always maintain that Stoic calm. because in the end we're only human. In its quest for self-reliance, Stoicism can inadvertently foster self-blame and guilt. The third secret involves the Stoics' dismissal of pleasure. A curious aspect of Stoic philosophy, you might say. Stoics often view pleasure and desire as mere distractions or weaknesses. The hedonistic pursuit of pleasure, they argue, can lead to ruin, as it distracts us from our true purpose, our virtue. Stoics perceive pleasure as a fleeting sensation, a mirage that promises happiness but delivers transitory satisfaction at best. It's like chasing the wind or trying to hold water in your hands. The moment you think you've grasped it, it slips away, leaving you feeling empty and unfulfilled. Instead, Stoics advocate for a life of virtue and moral integrity, where the focus is not on the pursuit of pleasure, but on the cultivation of self-discipline, resilience, and wisdom. They argue that by detaching ourselves from the pursuit of pleasure, we can attain an unshakable peace of mind, impervious to the vicissitudes of life. But here lies the paradox. In its austere approach, Stoicism can inadvertently lead to an unbalanced life where joy and pleasure are overlooked or undervalued. Life isn't just about enduring hardships and cultivating virtues. It's also about experiencing joy, wonder, and pleasure. These are not distractions, but part of the rich tapestry of human experience. Consider a world without the pleasure of a good meal, the joy of a heartfelt laugh, or the exhilaration of falling in love. These are not mere distractions, but essential ingredients of a well-rounded life. To dismiss them entirely is to dismiss a fundamental part of what it means to be human. So while Stoicism provides valuable tools for navigating life's challenges, it's crucial to remember that pleasure and joy are not our enemies. They are vital components of a meaningful life. In its pursuit of virtue, Stoicism may inadvertently dismiss the importance of joy and pleasure in life. As with most things, a balanced approach, one that embraces both the Stoic virtues and life's simple pleasures, might be the key to a fulfilling existence. The final secrets involve the Stoics' denial of death and disregard for the future. There's an intriguing paradox at the heart of Stoicism, a philosophy that encourages us to live in the present, yet seems to brush aside the inevitable future and the reality of death. The Stoics were firm believers in living in the present moment. They saw the past as unchangeable and the future as uncertain, and thus they focused their energy on the here and now. But this fixation on the present, while liberating in some ways, also leads to a sort of denial. A denial of the one certainty we all face: death. Stoics argue that since death is a natural part of life, it should not be feared or mourned. But in doing so, they perhaps underestimate the natural human fear of death and the grief experienced by those left behind. They argue that death is neither good nor bad, it simply is. But can we truly live without acknowledging the shadow that death casts on our lives? Furthermore, this present-focused philosophy can also lead to a disregard for the future. If we are always living in the present, when do we plan for what is to come? The Stoics would argue that we can plan without worrying. But is this a realistic expectation? Can we truly separate our plans for the future from our hopes and fears? In a way, Stoicism provides a coping mechanism, a way to deal with the uncertainties of life by focusing on what we can control, the present moment. But in doing so, it may also lead us to ignore the realities of death and the future. To be clear, this isn't a condemnation of Stoicism. It's a philosophy that has helped countless people find peace and resilience in the face of life's challenges. But like all philosophies, it has its limitations and paradoxes. In its pursuit of the present moment, Stoicism may inadvertently foster a denial of death and a disregard for the future. So, what are these dark secrets of Stoicism that we've uncovered? Let's recap. First, we delved into Stoic Indifference, observing how Stoics cultivate an unflinching resolve, not swayed by the ebb and flow of fortune. Then, we explored the Stoics' burden, the constant struggle to maintain control over one's emotions and reactions. Next, we discovered the Stoics' dismissal of pleasure. Stoics aren't joyless, but they don't actively seek pleasure, viewing it as a distraction from virtuous living. We then unearthed the Stoics' denial of death, the practice of regular contemplation of mortality not out of morbid fascination, but to appreciate the present. Finally, we revealed the Stoics' disregard for the future. Stoics focus on the present, not wasting energy on what's yet to come, an approach that can seem disconcerting to some. These are the dark secrets hidden within the Stoic philosophy, revealing a side of Stoicism that few dare to talk about.